God is saying, let them go. See, you're fighting too hard for something God already told you to walk away from. And deep down, you know it. You feel it. But you keep holding on, hoping maybe, just maybe, things will change. Maybe they'll finally treat you right. Maybe they'll finally see your worth. Maybe this time will be different. But the truth is it won't. Because God has been trying to close this door and you keep sticking your foot in the way. Let them go. I don't care how much history you have. I don't care how much you love them. I don't care how many times you told yourself, but they're different. If someone keeps bringing you pain, confusion, and chaos, what exactly are you holding on to? It ain't love. It's fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over. Fear that maybe, just maybe, you'll never find something better. But let me tell you something. God will never take something from you without the intention of replacing it with something greater. Psalms 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. But you can't heal while you're still holding on to the things that are breaking you. You can't move forward while you're still entertaining what God has freed you from. And let's be real, some of you guys aren't holding on to the person, you're holding on to the idea of them. You're in love with their potential. You're in love with the fantasy of who they could be if they tried harder, if they just healed, if they stopped being so selfish. But you know what's real? The version of them that keeps breaking you. The version of them that lies, that manipulates, that makes you feel like you're hard to love. And that version is the only one they've chosen you to be. And God is telling you, stop waiting for them to become someone they don't even want to be. My favorite verse of all time, Jeremiah 29:11 says, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. God is not in the business of keeping you stuck. He's not calling you to live in confusion, heartbreak, or constant disappointment. He's calling you higher. But you can't elevate when you're still tied to what's beneath you. And at some point, you're going to have to wake up and realize that you are the one that's keeping you stuck. You're the one making excuses. You're the one delaying your blessings because you won't walk away. How many times has God shown you their true colors? How many times have you sat in rooms crying, replaying that cycle in your head? How many times have you forgiven something you shouldn't have even tolerated? And yet, here you are, still hoping, still waiting. But let me ask you something. If you have to beg for love, is it really love? If you have to break yourself to fit in their life, is it really meant for you? If you're constantly drained, constantly questioning, constantly feeling like you're not enough, is that what God has for you? No, because God is not the author of confusion. The enemy will trick you into believing that this pain is love, that this attachment is so deep, that if you let go, you'll never find something better. But that's a lie. That's fear talking. And some of y'all have confused the enemy's voice for God's. You keep saying, God, give me a sign, but you're ignoring every single one He's already given you. That gut feeling, that moment when their mask slipped, you saw the real them. That random, out of nowhere conviction that you should walk away, that was a sign. But you stayed because you rather hold on to the pain than face the unknown. Listen to me. Your future is not behind you. Your peace is not in that toxic relationship. Your purpose is not in the hands of someone who doesn't see your value. You are not meant to live a life of suffering just to prove your loyalty. God is calling you to something better, but He won't force you to take it. You have to choose. You can stay in this cycle, wasting time, giving love to someone who can't even reciprocate it, or you can trust that what's ahead is greater than what you're leaving behind. When you finally let go, you will finally surrender. When you finally stop chasing people who don't even deserve to be in your presence, that's when things will shift. That's when peace will come. That's when clarity will hit. That's when you will realize you never needed them in the first place. Let them go and watch God move. It's hard. Like, I can't sit here and lie to you and tell you that it is not hard. I've been through it. It's hard letting go. I was in a relationship for about 5 years, built this nice life for us. You know, I put so much effort into it. She put so much effort into it. I was a little boy. I started doing things that I shouldn't have done, disrespecting the relationship. And I'm not just gonna blame it on me. She was doing it too. But we kept on doing this thing, disrespecting each other, expecting something to change when nobody was making no effort to change. And we should have been let go a long time ago. We should have never tolerated that. She should have never tolerated what I was doing, or I should have never tolerated what she was doing. Instead, we held on. We tried to fight and force something that was never probably meant to last anyway, because everything was done out of sin anyway. Right? Let's be real. And we tried to hold on, and I should have just let it go. Caused us so much more pain than actually stopping it when it needed to be stopped. And that's the truth. So much more pain. But you know what? It was one day that I was talking to God, and God gave me the strength to leave. I remember, man, I felt like she had disrespected me. I ain't gonna mention what it was, but I felt like she had disrespected me. And I was like, man, enough is enough. This cycle was going to continue. I'm out. I'm leaving everything behind. I was so scared. I got up out of that house and I moved in with my mom. I left everything behind. It was so hard for me. I built this whole life. My kids were everything. But it was hard. And I did it. And I am the first person to tell you I am so glad that I've done that. I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. I built, we built this survival thing together, me and this woman, We built this survival thing together. Why am I going to leave when we already got a system in place? We was doing YouTube, we were making money. But God said, man, I got something better for you, man. I got something better for her, right? You guys don't need to be together. You got to let that go. So I did. I fell back. I start focusing on me, right? I start focusing on me. I start seeing my life come up in ways. It was like God started giving me what I truly desired, even when I was in the relationship, right? He started giving me that. But I ain't gonna lie, it was hard. Sure. Plenty of times I was so mad because I left our spot and I gave up everything and let this person stay there, let her stay there. Man, I ain't even gonna get into it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But you can do it too. Now, I would never encourage divorce or anything. If you're married or anything like that, would never encourage that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you're going to have to work out with God, and He's going to have to give you the answer for that. But I will also encourage you not to continue letting yourself get disrespected, continue being in a place where it's just pain. It's just full of pain. There's no growth in it together. Now, if you do have, you know what I'm saying, you got to honor them vows. But that's between you and God. But the basic thing, what I'm trying to say is you deserve the best. I said it before. Stop confusing good enough for God's best. You got this. You can do it. You can leave. You can leave. There is greater things for you when you do leave. A situation that you're not supposed to be in. You got to remember that. You got to stop romanticizing what broke you. Stop romanticizing what broke you. I know it's easy to think about all the good times and stuff, but also think about them bad times, the times where this person gave you anxiety, the time where this person made you feel less than, right? Think about that too. And ask yourself, weigh it out, and ask yourself, is this God, do you want me in this situation? Now, don't even let me get on if y'all sinning in this situation. I ain't gonna even get on that, because that's a whole different topic that I'm guilty of it. But it's okay. We learning, we growing. We're learning how to give it to God. We're learning how to trust God and trust the plan that He has for us. Even though it's a plan that we don't feel is for us, trust that. It's better for us because He got it for us. So, y'all know what it is. I'm rambling. I know y'all don't like when I say that. But I feel like every time I come on this, I'm going to say it just because I like saying it now. I'm rambling. I ain't going to have y'all say that. I was going to have y'all leave some comments. But I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. So, remember this. If you're in a situation and you just know that you're not supposed to be in that situation, and dig deep into your heart, because you truly know if you're supposed to be in a situation or not. Dig deep into your heart. Ask God, how can I get out of this? And He will give you the strength. Peace. I love you.